Hey guys, it's Anime OGsan, and here are my week 3 reviews for the fall 2023 season. But first, let's get the continuations out of the way. Jujutsu Kaisen is continuing from last season, and it's been good. Tokyo Revengers is now on the Tenjiku arc, the longest arc in the story. I don't know if they will continue it on into the winter 2024 season, but I hope so. The second season of Spy Family has started, and they should be covering the cruise ship arc this season, so hopefully the pace picks back up again soon. Shield Hero is in Season 3, covering the Rebuilding and Fallen Heroes arcs, and Goblin Slayer has started Season 2. And Dr. Stone has started the second cour of New World, where they're finally going to decipher the secrets of how the world was petrified. Okay, now on to the new shows of the season. Of course, the most widely acclaimed new show of the season is Sousou no Frieren. Called it. And I have to admit, it's even better than I thought it would be. It's a very introspective and rather slow story, but it doesn't feel that slow at all. I won't talk about it at length because it was the focus of my season preview video, but I'm glad to see that it's getting the love it deserves, from the studios and from the viewers. Another new show that is rating well is Undead Unluck. This is one that I saw the trailer for a few weeks ago and was curious about, but didn't comment on in my last video because I hadn't read the manga. The story starts off with a girl named Fuko standing on the ledge of an overpass, planning to jump down onto the train tracks when the next train comes, when she's interrupted by a stranger. The reason she wants to kill herself is not because she's incredibly unlucky, it's because she has a superhuman ability that causes anyone who comes into physical contact with her to be met with bad luck in proportion to the degree of contact. And she's exactly what the immortal stranger Andy is looking for. I'm still undecided about this show. Honestly, as of episode 3, I don't get too excited when a new episode comes out, but we'll see. I think part of the reason is because the characters and story have been kind of one note so far. But the purpose of these week 3 reviews isn't to talk about popular shows. It's to highlight overlooked shows that are less popular and lower rated. I watched the first 3 episodes of almost every anime I can get my hands on and sift through the trash, looking for those hidden treasures. This season, there aren't any that get me super excited, but these next ones I have hope for. The first is Under Ninja. Like Undead Unluck, it was another one that intrigued me after watching the trailer. But this one got me reading the manga after the first episode. The first episode starts with the lead up to a fight at a high school, which is different from the manga, and although it might be a little cliche to start with a later, more dynamic scene to pique interest, it balances nicely with the more mundane starting parts well, although those mundane parts are pretty funny and add to the charm of the show. In Under Ninja, there are organized ninjas still operating in modern Japan. Kumogakure Kuro is one such ninja, but he's so low ranked that he's basically a NEET. Also, he looks like an old man, but he's only 17. He's idling around his apartment when he gets a visit from Kato, a higher ranked ninja from the association, who gives him a mission to infiltrate a high school, and also to investigate a foreigner who has been cutting off the chimpos of public urinators. The high school is suspected to have ties with a hostile ninja organization, Under Ninja. I like the muted matte anime sensibility, like they did with Chainsaw Man. There's plenty of action and humor, and a good cast of characters with more gritty and unique art sensibilities. They have changed some small details in the story from the manga, which I have to wonder why they did, and I guess we'll have to wait until the end of the season to find out. Next is the Yuzuki family's 4 Sons. I'm actually surprised that this one is low rated. Maybe it's because it's a family show about 4 brothers, so no fan service or bug-eyed anime girls for the people who are into that. The brothers lost their parents, and the oldest has taken on the role of guardian for his 3 younger brothers. Maybe I like the show because I have 2 brothers myself. In particular, the storyline of episode 2 hit home for me, reminding me a long time ago of what life was like when this OGsan was just a kid. It's just another family slice of life anime, but if you grew up with brothers, you might want to give it a watch. These last ones are just shows that I'm going to continue to watch, but can't recommend yet. Not because they're bad, but because I want to watch more before I make a decision, and because the majority of my 4 subscribers are very busy people who I can't just recommend run-of-the-mill stuff. Firefighter Daigo of Fire Company M is about firefighters in Japan. I'll always give a chance to shows that cover an aspect of life that isn't very common in anime. The story follows 3 young firefighters from their training academy days to becoming members of the Special Rescue Corps. I'm guessing there was a bit of foreshadowing in the 3rd episode, and there's a lethal weapon Martin Riggs type scene in episode 4. Migi and Dali is about a pair of twin orphans who use their exceptional mental and physical abilities to get adopted by a wealthy couple from Oregon Village, the district where the wealthy reside, and begin their search to find their mother's killer. At first, I thought they'd turn out to be serial killers, and I'm glad they didn't go that way. It's definitely a little weird, and the twins' voices are a little annoying, but I'm curious to see what's going to happen. The last is Kamonohashi no Kindan Suiri. There's nothing especially spectacular about this one. I'm just a fan of mystery and detective anime, and the art and animation are pretty good. The story follows a police officer, Ishiki Totomaru, who teams up with a genius detective with a defect, Kamonohashi, who has been banned from detective work by his former academy. I'm also probably going to keep watching these ones, but I'm not expecting much. Okay, that's it for the review. And don't forget to check out Pluto that just released on Netflix.